Welcome everybody to Command Combat Battle Reports, and today we have Total War Attila with the Viking expansion, and we have the Jutes versus some obscure group. Well, who are they again, Troy?
The Danish.
They're the guys making the rolls.
The pastries.
Yeah, the pastries. Oh, all right. At least we're not going to go hungry during this one. And there must be a bunch of bakers down there. Meanwhile, Troy he has daggers in his eyes. I feel like I've got lasers going through my head. So I better move forward.
You're Swedish, aren't you?
Yeah.
Fuck the Swedes.
Oh dear. Okay. Well.
Fuck the Norways.
Oh, and fuck the other side that's about to.
You want to know what?
What's that?
If you have any British blood, my grandfather, my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather,
Yeah.
fucked your great-great-great-great-great-grandmother.
I hope it was nice.
And maybe even your great-great-great-great-great-great-father, too.
Oh my God! My great-great-great-great-great-great-father. Wow, that's...
You know why?
Why?
They're Danes.
Because to the Danes,
Uh-huh.
the rest of the world is its bitch.
The Danes are basically on top of everything. All right, well, Cliff can tell us...
Yeah, and true fact,
Uh-huh.
the Danish language does not have the word for bottom.
It doesn't. It doesn't
We
even know
have
the...
7 different words for top,
Uh-huh.
not a single word for bottom.
So you can never be the bottom bitch.
You can never be the bottom bitch.
Well, you can't be perfect all the time. All right, and over here we got Cliff, who's going to tell us a little bit more of the historical aspect of it.
Yeah, hi.
So we're going to start here with the Jutes over on this side. Troy loves this group.
Yeah. You know what?
What's that?
I know I had forefathers at this very battle that you're about to...
Forefathers?
Forefathers.
Which one was the mother? Man, she must have been really tired.
Well, don't get me sidetracked. What I was going to say is that I know my forefathers won,
Uh-huh.
and you know why?
Well, forefathers are 4 or 1?
2 reasons why we
You're
won
throwing
the
so many
battle.
numbers at me. 4,
2
1, 2?
reasons we won this battle.
Oh, okay.
1,
Uh-huh.
when's the last time you heard of a fucking Jute?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
yeah, that is
Yeah,
true.
there's that.
2,
Uh-huh.
I'm fucking here.
Oh, that's right. That is true.
Yeah, that's...
I guess that would have to be... and you don't ever hear of a Jute roll. You hear of a Danish roll all the time, but not the Jutes. Well, let's take a look at what the Jutes have before they die here. We got... they've got a bunch
They
of...
got nothing.
They got... I've never heard you get so emotional over one of the groups.
It's personal.
And we got Nordic Axe Warband here with axes.
Battle simulation. This time is sort of real.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about what you know about the Nordic Axe Warband. And they're both going to have probably the same kind of forces, right?
Basically, these are...
Not even close.
Basically,
Ours were better.
these are just tribal levies, and they are...
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
all...
you hear that?
The only way you can tell them apart is one's yellow, one's red. Or they call themselves Danes or Jutes. But basically the same people.
Do you hear that?
Cliff? Man, I thought we were friends.
Jutes, Danes, what's the difference? Nobody could ever... Okay, so back up here. Actually, where am I? You choked the cameraman, so I had to take over the camera. Let's see. All right, so we got over here... Oh, this is the commander, and I think he's probably the guy in red.
Yeah.
Clearly he's in bestiality. Cosplay.
Cosplaying guy.
You know, this is why the Jutes aren't around. They were too busy playing cosplay furry games.
Do you have anything to say about those shields, or is that pretty much just the same thing as...
That's the same thing. Only the game would have had these shields where they're all similar shields.
Oh, everybody would have their own?
They'd have had their own shield. These are all Viking raiders, and the guy who's the captain, basically he's a chief. He's the chief of that group, and that guy with the wolf's head is a standard bearer. He's supposedly
He was
the
a town frickin' idiot.
Aren't they all that?
In other words, the bravest guy in the unit.
In other words, the idiot.
Yeah.
And so, over here we have berserkers.
Berserkers. These guys are the ones who fought without armor, without shirts. They would use both their hands in fighting, and they would throw. A lot of times, they would throw away their shields because they didn't want anything to encumber them from their enemy.
They use both their hands. They slap the enemy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in the game of it'd be the shirts versus the skins. These guys are the skins.
Yeah, basically. That's what Berserker is, bear shirts.
Berserker means bear shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Never knew that. All I knew was they're crazy.
Well, they took a mushroom that makes them like PCPs.
Really?
and they were unbelievably insane.
I mean, you're not telling me anything I didn't know. The Jutes were drug addicts.
Jute drug addicts.
It was a well-known fact.
And then these guys are up here in the poppy field.
These are thralls. These are servants to the nobles, and they're the front line, basically cannon fodder.
So slaves in front of berserkers. What could possibly go wrong? And it looks like they're in the poppy fields.
Yeah.
So they're all drug guys.
Yeah.
This should go well against the Danes.
You know. Now here are the nobles. These are like the middle class of the light cavalrymen, are like the middle class. The ones in heavy armor are the real nobles.
Oh, right. Because you can see this guy has padded. I mean, that's I guess the most real armor they're going to have.
Yeah.
All right, or maybe he has a chain shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, there's a lot of them. Wow, they put a lot of them over there. And then behind them over here, Viking Raider Cavalry, way back here.
And these are a lot heavier, and they're up for these guys come in this close, heavy fighting, and they're using their axes, so they're going to be able to swing down on infantry and cut them to pieces with those things.
Well, they're going to get a lot of speed being up on this hill and being able to look down on them there.
That's the whole point. Now, if the other side is smart, they'll stay in the woods to break up the cavalry charge.
Well, that's some good skiing, hill here. You can go down one of these and get one.
And true, this is what the whole fight was about. The Jutes had the best ski lodges, and the Danes, being jealous.
Wait, you're supposed to be the straight man historian here. What are you doing being funny? So what do you think strategy-wise here? What will be the Jutes' strategy, other than just lay down and die, Troy?
Well, if you're going to take my lines...
Well, the best thing they can do is...
surrender?
Other than surrender, is just keep the fight inside these woods, and then push down on these guys on the Danish flank, and while the Danes are trying to push up climb up that hill, they will the flanking cavalry should come around the other flank and crush them. The thing they have to do is make sure those archers are dead before they can actually get into that flank. Because right here is the weight of their fight is the king right here.
Oh yeah, right there.
And his spearmen. That's his elite shield wall. And they're the toughest guys. They're the toughest guys in the army.
In the world.
Well, take a look over at these Danish warriors here. I think Troy will start, but Troy's completely fair and balanced about this. I'm sure he's being totally even and not taking a side.
Well, as Stan Lee said, he modeled all of the superheroes for Marvel Comics from actual Danes throughout history. And so what you're looking at here were the progenitors of Iron Man.
Well, okay, I was going to say that looks kind of like Captain America, Spider-Man, Iron Man's over here.
Yep.
Doctor Strange.
That's of course Doctor Strange right there.
Captain America was originally known as Captain Fermented Sardine.
They just took a while to say Fermented Sardine, so they just shortened it.
Shortened it up.
Yeah, of course.
These are javelin throwers. They got light armor. They're going to throw their javelins, and they're probably going to have. They'll be the first to break.
Okay, so they'll probably just throw the javelins and go run.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Of course, but they're Danes. They'll never run, will they? All right, then we got.
No.
Oh, you got a couple of birds up here. That's interesting. They're just kind of frozen in time up there.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the Danish small hawks.
Oh.
They're trained to defy gravity.
Wow.
And again, just part of the mystical land that is Denmark.
They're gonna crap on everybody's heads.
It's been said that Denmark is one of the most beautiful places on earth.
No. It is the most beautiful place on earth.
Except when you get your shot on the head by a bird. Anyway,
No, you don't understand. Those birds are genetically bred to not poop.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow, that is.
Yeah, which is why you'll never see a dirty car in Denmark. It's amazing.
Man, I need to go to Denmark. All right.
I'm sorry.
I'm not allowed?
Swedes.
Well, not now.
Not after people
I've
see the
already
video.
texted Denmark.
All of Denmark.
Well, yeah, we were on the same email list.
Oh, man. Oh, well.
And we're all friended.
There's a big friends list on Facebook. It's
these javelin guys, Nordic javelin, and they're all skirmishers. They are basically just to piss off the heavy infantry, throw spears at them, disrupt the cavalry, and make everybody else's life miserable.
As a Dane does. Back here we got the Viking riders.
Raiders.
Raiders. Sorry, Raiders. I was going to say, why are they called riders if they're not done something? It's because they're not called riders, because I'm an idiot. All right, the Viking Raiders are they're kind of like the dismounted version of what we saw up the hill, right?
Yeah, they're tough guys. These are real tough guys. These
in other words, typical Danes.
These are the guys who visited England. Well, as they called it at the time, they were venture capitalists.
Oh,
everybody else called them raiders, but they call themselves venture capitalists.
Which, venture capitalist raiders, I don't really know the difference. All right, so to their side, it's basically, heavy melee infantry, so it's just what was they called again? The Raiders?
The Raiders.
Okay.
This is the main line. This is the real fight. These guys got heavy armor, big shields, and they're not going to budge. And so the thing is, what the Danes have to do is get the Jutes to come down off that damned hill. It's typical. It's the simplest thing. They've got to get them off that hill and get them to come into this fight where this is their fight right here in a clear land, where they have clear lines of basically pure killing ground. If they can come off that hill and out of those woods, the Danes are going to kick their ass, plain and simple.
And right here in this poppy field.
Mm-hmm. And these are heavy infantrymen, long spears. And they won't break. I don't care how many cavalry charges you throw at them; they're not going to break.
They're just going to stand there. All right, and then you got these guys crouching down.
Yeah.
More spear masters. So these guys even. So apparently, standing up here, you're a spearman. Crouching down like that, you're a spear master.
Well, it's like having the United States regular army fighting a bunch of hillbillies.
And so this is the United States regular army?
Yeah.
And the Jutes are the hillbillies. They are on the hill, so, and if their name is Billy, so more heavy. So you have the heavy swordsmen on each side, and then it looks like the spearmen in the center there.
If they stay where they are, if they can get the Jutes to come down, the Jutes are done.
Okay, and then here's the axemen way over. Oh, here we go. Now we got the berserkers over here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, instead of shirts versus skins, it's kind of skins versus skins.
Yeah, the berserkers those are the guys who are going to be the line busters. They're going to bust through a line. They're going to come. They're not going to stop. They're not. And so you put berserkers against berserkers, they kind of cancel each other out. But if you can get them on either flank, they may be able to turn the tide of a fight.
All right, and ahead of them are the light skirmishers. They're going to have to get out of the way of those thralls. Yeah, out of the way of those the same type of thing as before.
And there's your archers, and they're there for the cavalry. If the cavalry comes out, they can cut them to pieces.
Right. And the cavalry's right up there across from them, so that's kind of bad news for the Jutes. And you got Nordic Raiders on the horseback back here as well. So it looks like that's what their formation is. Let's take a quick look from above and just see what the likely thing is. I mean, you already pretty much said that what they just need to do is get the Jutes to just come down and then get into their killing zone. Any other strategy advice or thoughts on what will happen?
The Jutes are smart. They'll stay on that hill and make the Danes come up and fight them in that forest.
Well, I see the flaw in that plan there, though.
Yeah.
The Jutes are not smart.
Ergo, there are no Jutes left.
So I think we know what side Troy is rooting for here. What side are you going for, Cliff?
I'm thinking the Danes. I think the Danes have got this in the bag.
Well, just to be contrary to you guys, I'm gonna root for the Jutes here, since Troy is so firmly on the other side. Just to make him angry.
The only way that the Danes are going to lose this battle is if this one gamer I know happens to be the one controlling them.
I wonder who that could possibly be. I better get started before we find out. All right, so actually let's go to the overhead view as we see where everybody's going to go. So it looks like the Jutes are going to start bringing their cavalry down. Maybe they're skiing down that hill there. And it looks like they're going to move. They're not going to do what Cliff's suggestion was. They are going to start heading down that hill.
Yeah.
And the Danes are following your advice, and that they're staying at the bottom of that hill going, hey, you're going to have to come to us. All right, let's take a look at them.
Hey, Jutes, don't be afraid. Come down here and let us kill you. Remember, we hate your fucking guts. You really suck, you fucking Jutes.
You know, I think that they have somebody like you on their side. I think that's what's... Oh, yeah, you can see the cavalry heard you, and they're getting mad, and they're coming down really fast.
They gotta make a wide arc and turn that flank.
Yeah, it looks like that's probably going to be their intention here, because you can see the Dane flank is in there. Oh, but they're going to turn to meet that cavalry.
Yeah.
And see if they're all turning.
Yep,
but
game's over.
It looks like they are turning away from the rest of the infantry line here. So it'll be interesting if they might, while we can see everything, the players did not necessarily see each other. And so it is quite possible that the Danes don't see them.
That the Jutes are going to try to flank the Danes.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to come down here because the Danes have turned them, so their right flank is sort of at an angle towards the cavalry, so they have kind of opened their flank up a little bit to the Jutes coming down that hill. They may not see them going through those trees.
No, that's the thing. Their movements are being masked
by the trees.
By the trees.
It may be that the cavalry... because they clearly saw the cavalry because they reacted to it.
It was a lure. It was always a deception.
Yeah, they are sort of turning towards them, and you can see they haven't really moved the cavalry that fast, though.
Stopped.
Yeah, they've all stopped there. So they're not really going after their flank. They're just kind of facing them and saying, hey, guys, probably singing to them as well. Some more Beatles tunes. Wouldn't their next song be, All You Need Is Love? Do-do-do-do-do. All you need is love.
No, actually, the original song is All You Need Is Battle Axe. Do, 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 do.
But they probably changed it.
All you need is Battle Axe. Do, 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 do.
What's the unit right there at the end?
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, that is the Nordic Javelrymen. Sorry, Javelry. What word is that? Javelin men.
Okay, they're coming out of that woods, and they're coming out at a major clip. They're gonna go right through those javelin men.
Yeah, at this point, they should probably see them, though, but they really aren't reacting to them. So, it looks like the Jutes are setting themselves up.
And they put spikes in there just across the cavalry, so the cavalry came down the center.
So if the cavalry had come down here, they would have gotten hit in those, the prairie, where the prairie dogs would be.
And they dug cavalry holes for them, too.
Yep, just like the prairie dogs.
Horses,
so
yeah.
It's kind of like in Buster Scruggs, where it's like, what was it? Go for a hole!
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they're getting themselves set up.
Forming up into
forming up into their lines.
On that flank.
And they, are looking right down that flank. And they are not attacking, they're not doing anything. They do not want to give away their surprise. And meanwhile, their cavalry is still just holding them in place, keeping them looking kind of like a snake.
Let's take a look at them
overhead, sure.
And see what they've done.
Yeah, it looks like they have gotten themselves fully set up. It looks like they are going at that flank. Meanwhile, the cavalry is all keeping them looking one direction while they come out. Looks like they're going to come running out of those woods there.
So if the Danes turn to meet this attack, the cavalry will come down on them.
Right, exactly. Now, it doesn't look like you see them yet. They're still.
They see them.
Oh, now they're adjusting, and the cavalrymen are running back to get into position. But their flank has been taken by surprise, and now they're pulling back to try to meet that while the Jutes are just dashing out there after them.
They need to get out of the... Make them run a little bit further. Make them run further.
Well, meanwhile, let's see, was the cavalry doing anything? Looks like they're starting to move in there. Yep, they're coming
fake news.
Making their way.
Fake news.
And, actually, they're keeping their left flank in place, and they are readjusting their right.
Okay, now they've got the Jutes.
Okay, now they've gotten themselves in position, and they're going to form that.
Now.
Oh, well, they have some Axemen going after the other Axemen, and they're getting in there. Oh, although they are getting so... I love the way they run. The way they have their armpits up. Berserkers are just... Ah!
The Berserkers have lost it. They've already...
Packers win the Super Bowl! Packers win the Super Bowl! Sorry. They did lose their momentum there a little bit, but they are... You know, I bet they're knocking them out with their...
They lost their cohesion. They didn't come in one big weight.
They did come in like that, but half of them are chasing down these cavalry men.
Yeah,
like,
which is a mistake.
Yep, that could be costly for them.
They've lost people there already.
And now
the cavalry's moving in.
Heavy melee infantry's moving back this way with the king. Okay. And yeah, here comes the cavalry on this side. Looks like they've hit, but they've stalled.
Yeah, they're being stalled.
Oh, there the back line is stalled.
And
the
they
front...
pulled, and what the Danes did was do the trick that they brought them into the woods and they broke up their cavalry check.
Right, and now their berserkers are going in and chopping them up. Yeah. But they do have some of this other cavalry running past and hitting. Oh, the spearmen! That is not going to be good for the cavalry.
That's not going to be good. And like I said, these are heavy spearmen, heavy infantry. That's not going to. That cavalry is not going to break that line.
Nope, and they're going to just keep trying and failing at that.
Us Danes do know how to handle our spears.
Let that be a lesson for you, ladies. Now they have brought in some cavalry in there. It looks like they are knocking out one of the Nordic. The Nordic Axemen moved back. Now the Nordic Horse Lords are running away to get out of the way of the what are those called? The thralls. Yeah. Because of course the thralls are so scary. Oh man, that is a lot of dead berserkers over there. Just look at that.
That's what happens to berserkers, man.
Nah, I guess they are kind of the Suicide Squad. Yeah. All right, well, the Jutes
cavalry's coming in.
Oh, here we go, going into the thralls.
Cut right through them.
Yeah.
And there comes some more cavalry on another flank.
Oh man, it looked so promising for the Jutes there when they got themselves set up on that flank and went out, but then because they didn't make contact, they just kind of fell apart.
To be fair. There really was only one thing wrong with the Jutes' strategy.
What's that?
Existing.
Oh, well now they're bringing in their king or leader or warlord or whatever. He's gonna come in and try to make up for all of the problems on the mountain of dead berserkers. Maybe just too little, too late because that's them, and they really only have one other cavalry unit there. I think that's basically it. They just have the cavalry on that end that's still alive.
Yeah, these guys I said the Danes had the advantage.
Oh, here we go. Now there's the Nordic Axe Warband have come back in, and they're going to go and hit those. I think the one problem that happened with the Danes is they thought it was over, so they seem to have kind of pulled back, and now the Jutes are regrouping and going in there.
I'll call it now. This is the greatest victory in the history of the world.
Wow.
There's never been a bigger historical thing like this ever.
Make Danish great again. But wait a minute, Danishes are always great.
Danes are always great. Make Danes even greater.
Oh, okay.
And here comes heavy infantry.
Oh, actually, it's Thrall skirmishers there, but is there some heavy infantry?
They're running away.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's their... Oh, here we go, and there comes in... Now, the Jutes are bringing in their thralls, and they apparently they brought the thralls to a horse fight, because the cavalry are coming in. They got their reinforcements of thralls, and the Danes brought in reinforcements of heavy cavalry.
Here comes some heavy
Although,
cavalry.
the Jute cavalry to the rescue, coming in from the other side.
But now they're getting surrounded. They brought their cavalry into this scrum, and now there's the rest of the Danish army right there behind them.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting because now you have the Jutes kind of regrouping all in this area and the Danes around there. But yeah, like you say, the Danes kind of have a grip around them. So this is still anybody's game, unless you ask Troy. Man, they're literally on a mountain of dead.
Yep.
That is like a hill of dead bodies.
Yep, it's just dead.
Oh, berserkers come and they all run. They're like, run away, run away, run away. Oh, okay. They're trying to reform into a new line.
Yeah, they're trying to get up the hill to get some more. They get the advantage of the weight of their horses.
And they're sort of putting some people in there to sort of screen as they get back into place. But unfortunately, it's kind of piecemeal because, of course, you got these Axemen right here, and then these Axemen aren't quite in the fight again yet. So, but you do have some horsemen going around. They're going to try to hit around the flank. And they just ran around, actually, and they're just going after some others over here.
Spearmen.
Into the spearmen. They're going to go take out the thralls. Actually, I think they first took out the skirmishers, but now they're trying to get out of there, and they're just getting speared. Like, people are just throwing javelins at them. And then the rest of them running. It looks like it is a Jute rout. Yeah, it is over. The Jutes are out of there. I'm sure Troy is just miserable about this. He just must be crying his eyes. Oh, Troy, you're just crying your eyes out because
I'm crying because it's so beautiful.
Oh, the humanity.
Oh, the humanity. Yeah, look at those. The Jutes are running for the hills, quite literally. Oh, they are trying to get into the hills there. You still have their captain, and the captain just gave up, so he's running. And all they have left are thrall skirmishers. But I believe in those skirmishers. They're gonna. Oh, they're running away too. So there you have it. The Danes have won the day. It looks like. Looks like I owe Troy $5 on top of the last $5 on top of the last. Well, they're still going somewhere. I don't know what's happening, but I think that's just the Danes going back to Daneland or whatever. Oh, the Thralls just haven't given up yet. So it's all back to the Thrall skirmishers. They're going to hold the day. I believe in them. I believe, Troy. I totally believe. They're going to hold it. The Danes are just going to forget they're there and, walk away.
With the mountain of dead.
Yeah. Oh, no, there they went. They went away. All right. Well, that'll be it for it. What did you guys think of the battle? Oh, they still have horsemen. The Jutes still have horsemen. Nordic mounted raiders. They're going to come back. They're going to win this battle.
This fight isn't over good yet.
Yeah, exactly. See, they're going to get themselves into position. They're going to run up there. See, they're going to win the day. They're going to rally everybody else. They're going to run up there and get their thralls back. I bet the thralls are back. Oh, that's
Valiant defeat.
Oh, well. I guess that's it then. Well, any last words about the battle?
Ha
Well, I think that says it all. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe to see more of our nonsense. Hope you enjoyed it, and happy gaming, everybody.